It's March 2023. We're at the Donald Stevens Convention Center in Rosemont, Illinois, for the 60th anniversary of the World of Wheels. Right now we're in the middle of the US 30, Remembering US 30 drag strip display. Over 45 cars, people from first day they owned it till today it's here. It's going to be great. I'd like to put a little shout out to Jim Fredericks, may he rest in peace, was the man who started this whole thing for US 30. If it wasn't for him, we wouldn't be here. Jim, look down on us and make sure we have a good show, buddy.
Happy 60th anniversary, World of Wheels.
Happy 60th anniversary, World of Wheels.
Happy 60th anniversary, World of Wheels.
John Schiavone, how are we doing today, John?
Doing great.
I don't think there's another 69 Camaro on this planet as nice as this car. There's nice ones out there. This one's all around nice. Motor, interior, undercarriage, everything. And if you just think this is a trailer queen beauty that goes to car shows, I was at Duke's driving in the summer. I hear this rumbling and growling sound. What are you? Look over, here comes John pulling through the parking lot with this beautiful car like it's his everyday beater. So how are we doing today, John?
I'm doing great, man. Enjoying the ride, enjoying the show, having a good time.
What kind of motor you got in here?
It's a 498 right now.
What does your engine work?
Midwest engines.
What about your trans? What kind of trans?
It's a turbo 400 trans with a 2800 stall.
What about the rear end?
Rear end's a strange Fab 9 with a 411 posi in it.
I look at this interior. It looks like a Lincoln or a Maserati. What is it? Is it all handmade, stitched
It's all
up?
custom made by Red Thread Interior. Everything is hand stitched in the car. They made all the kick panels, all door panels. Everything was custom done for the car.
Wheels are custom too, correct?
Wheels are custom done by Billet Specialty. They made them for me about a year and a half ago now.
Glenn over there, he does a good job.
Oh, awesome.
What about this display? Will you look at this display?
Yeah, that's my display. That was my idea. We called the car the Hitman, so we kind of made a little theme to go with her.
And if anybody comes to these shows, you got to see the guy. His stanchions for the display are Thompson submachine guns. So when we say Hitman, we mean Hitman. Listen, Lil Bird told me that you're getting a big motor together and you're going to be letting it fly soon.
Oh yeah, we got a new motor at home, getting ready to go in it. It's 615 cubic inch, 975 on the dyno on horsepower. But
975. If you see this car, you'd say a big motor. What are you trying to put a big motor in it and twist it up? He don't care. He wants to use this car. It's beautiful. It's won many awards, but he wants to go fast. So look out this summer. You come around and get smart with John, it's over.
Sit down next to me. We'll have a little fun. That's all it's about, right? Just having fun.
You got it, buddy. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, we're here with Dave Doyle with this beautiful 38 blown injected Hemi-powered coupe. This car couldn't get near this car back in the day at the US 30. He beat everybody from here to Cleveland and back. Dave, how are we doing today, bud?
Doing good.
How long have you had this car?
We had this car about 30 years now.
Your dad had it first and then he turned it over to you guys?
Yeah.
And what do we got here?
So this is a blown and injected 354 Chrysler Hemi.
And it runs on nitro, correct?
This runs on nitro, yes.
This is a cackler.
Yeah. So this car started out with a carbureted Olds, and kind of through the generations he ended up putting the blown Hemi in here.
That was Gabby Bleeker who owned it
That was Gabby
originally.
Bleeker. Gabby Bleeker ran this car at actually all over the country. Ran at US 30, ran at a lot of tracks in the Midwest. His probably best moment was winning the 1968 US Nationals. This car won AA fuel altered class. Beat Wild Willie Borsch's AA fuel
I've
altered
seen that
year.
picture.
Yeah.
And he was a South Sider.
Yeah,
from
car's from
Chicago.
Evergreen Park, actually.
What kind of trains we got?
So this car was originally run with a clutch flight, which is a torque flight automatic with a clutch in front of it instead of a torque converter. So
What do you got in it now?
so I got a 2-speed Lenco in there now.
That's
so
fine.
It's a little upgraded.
Rear end?
8 3/4 Chrysler.
Who's driving it?
So cars, next time it's driven, it'll be driven by me. So
Dave also used to hang at Duke's driving and stuff with us. He's got the nicest Barracuda you ever see. What year is that? 66?
69.
69
Barracuda.
I got pictures of my car at the track. Who's in the background? There's Dave.
Which is also a US 30 car.
That's
by
it.
Barracuda.
So we'll throw some pictures out of that car too. He's still got it. He's got this. It don't get no better than that. I got a lot of people that are in my crew. The most important thing with my crew is food. So who do we bring with?
I'm Luke Lally. I own Duke's Drive-In Mokina, also famously from Bridgeview and on 82nd in Harlem. We just reopened in June, and Mikey and his crew were a big part of our first drag night and bringing us back, and just happy to be here with him, man, and seeing all these cars. It's like the pictures from the old days are moving again. It's unbelievable to see.
How does my crew eat, Luke?
They eat a lot.
Like they're going on trial or they're going to electric chair? Every one of them. When we're working on a car all night and we're hungry, we get out there, he's making beefs for us that are swollen and look like a Cabbage Patch Doll's cheeks. You got to come out this summer. Luke will tell you what it's all about.
Yeah, every Friday, Saturday when the weather's good, man, we're out there, the lot fills up, they're out there cruising, and we throw special events out there all the time. You follow us on our Facebook page, and it's been great. You know, Mikey and the boys and all these cars from 30, they come out, you see them, it's just, I mean.
Especially for the drag night, right?
Yeah, oh man, it's the best.
Awesome.
I mean, you get the guys out there, the chairs, the coolers, we do some great nights out there on the weekends, man.
Come out in the summer, see us Friday, Saturday night. Here's my man Luke.
Hey, 199th and LaGrange out there in Mokina. See you guys.
We're here with Larry Wade. Larry, tell us what it's all about.
This is fantastic. We got another great show this year. We're so excited. It's our 60th year, the O'Reilly Auto Parts World of Wheels. We've got these great cars. We've got great celebrities. We've got 700 cars on the floor. Today, Saturday, we have the Tuner Galleria. There's 295 tuners, JDMs, and late model domestics on the second floor. It's a one-day show only.
How many motorcycles?
Oh heavens, there's got to be 200, I
So
think.
we're
We're over 1,000.
We're at 1,000.
We're at 1,000.
1,000 cars, guys.
1,000 here today. It's huge. And tonight, the tuners move out. It's a one day. They're a one day. They go out at 10 o'clock tonight.
And the celebrities. You take
Oh,
care of all
my
the
goodness.
celebrities. Celebrity can't come in this building without Larry. Tell him.
I just took Dave Kindig to the airport. So
There
we
you
had
go.
Dave Kindig last night from Bitchin' Rides. We have Flavor Flav today. Hip hop. He's a hip hop legend. It's going to be wild.
The clock
for him.
man. I got my clock when I interview him. So
He's
Henry Winkler's back there. I seen him.
Henry's here all weekend. Tomorrow we have Danny and Kevin from Counting Cars.
The Count.
The Count's coming tomorrow. Flav is going to be huge tonight.
Oh, yes, I'm
it's the
sure.
first. We used him last weekend, and the response is unbelievable. So it's a great thing for us to have him. Now, what that is, what's he got to do with cars? That brings in. We want to get as many people in the buildings as we possibly can. So he brings a whole different group of people.
Especially the young ones got to come to
Exactly
see him.
right. So they're going to come to the Tuna Galleria, and they're going to come to see Flav.
Now in the back corner of the building, we got 45 cars in the US 30 display. He helped set that up. Tell us about that.
US 30 is a legendary drag strip, of course.
Sunday.
You bet it was. And my second wife's father owned that for a very long time. He started the Superstock Nationals.
1957 he started.
He was very involved. And I have at home, I still have 2 US 30 original work shirts. I'm not going to say, I mean, you could sell those, but
Keep
it's
'em.
a collection. But yeah, so we have so much here, and the backbone of any car show is our car clubs. We have so many car clubs. So we have several lowrider clubs. The lowriders are huge everywhere.
Everywhere.
There's a large Hispanic community here in the Chicago area, and that's mainly who the lowriders are. So it's wonderful. We just got no matter, we have something for everybody. And Years ago, you remember, this was a guy thing. It's not anymore. This is family entertainment. We got the Jetsons car, Bugs Bunny, we got the Munster coach, the Dragula, the Batmobile. We got all these cool things, and kids don't know the Jetson car, but they look at it and say, "Wow, look at that! It's a spaceship."
It's a spaceship, right?
So it's family entertainment.
People who don't know behind the scenes, this is who runs the behind the scenes. That's why we got him out here today. People don't see what he does, but without him, there's no show.
It's a lot of work, and thank you guys. We appreciate your support every year.
Thanks, Lair.
Thank you.
You're the best.
Thank you, guys.
Who do we run into? The one and only Uncle Louie. 55 Chevy was a staple out at US 30. It was a hood ornament. There wasn't a Sunday that didn't go by in a good 30, 40 years that Larry wasn't there with his car. Larry left us a few months ago, but we're doing this to him. He's looking down on us right now. Who we got with us today?
Rick,
Michelle.
David.
Jen.
Steve.
The Riccio family owned this car. This is Michelle right here. Say hi, Michelle.
Hello.
How long has your family owned this car?
Forever.
Since
1957.
1950. It was 2 years old, and they made it. It used to be called It'll Do, correct?
Yes.
For how many years?
About 5.
5, 6 years. Then they changed it to Uncle Louie. Been that way ever since. The Riccio family owned US 30 Dragster for the last 4 years that it was open. So this is kind of a special thing we're doing since it's tied in directly now. So this man right here, Dave,
Hi.
you used to crew on this car, right?
Yep.
Everything from clutch to rear end to
Everything.
tune-up, oil change, whatever. This is
Anything you
Dave.
needed.
Everything is needed, and he's still doing it today.
Still
because
today.
now we have a new driver.
Yep.
Yes.
Michelle's taking over the seat. Pretty soon you'll be that big motor in there with the Lenko again. She'll be slicing through the gears from start to finish, and it's over. It's going right down in the 6s without even studying the 7s. Who do we got over here now?
Jen.
Who?
Steve.
Steve, what do you do in this operation?
Anything they tell me to.
Steve is the one who towed the car here from South Bend, Indiana. He does all the towing and running all over the town and puts it in the trailer and all the good stuff, and they have fun with it. So it don't get no better than this. This is a car that was 2 years old when it started racing. It's still the same car, same crew, same family. You got to come and see this car when it comes to the racetrack. Correct, Michelle?
Yes.
You got it.
Happy 60th anniversary World of Wheels from the Chi-Town Hustler.
Happy 60th anniversary World of Wheels.
Today, DJ Mike is here showing off his beautiful 2004 C5 Corvette. This Corvette was the last year of the C5s, and as you can see, it still looks new as it was in 2004. DJ Mike is proud to be here again this year and showing off many of my good items, especially my DJ Mike electric guitar, American. And as you can see, we're doing a military function today to support where the Corvette was built in Bowling Green, Kentucky.
My man, DJ Mike, the Italian Stallion. How we doing today, buddy?
I'm doing great. Glad to be here this year.
You got your Corvette with you?
Yes, we do.
You got more guitars than Joe Bonamassa. What's up with that?
Hey, it's my theme, man. I'm the Italian Stallion.
Look at that.
That,
Who's with you?
this is my girlfriend, Joyce.
Hi,
And,
Joyce. How are you?
This is her car, really.
This is your car.
This is my
Get out of the picture. Let's interview her. What year, babe?
It's a 2004
Corvette. C8? C8?
Yes.
No,
It's her car. I thought it was his car.
C5.
C5. Mike's also Mr. DJ. Tell us about all that. How we doing with the DJ stuff?
Great. COVID kind of hit us back, but I'm still doing it. 70 years plus, still doing it. And since I got out of Vietnam, and today we're doing a tribute to the Corvette, which is built in the United States.
Yes,
so
sir.
that's why we have a military setup today.
Great.
And proud to be here, and proud to be here at World of Wheels.
One more question. How many guitars do you have? Do you know?
I got 8 of them.
8 guitars. Unbelievable. We'll see you next time.
Happy 60th anniversary, World of Wheels. Woo!
Happy 60th anniversary, World of Wheels!
'60th anniversary World of Wheels, Stevens Convention Center. Who do we run into? Vic Zajewski and his family with this beautiful 1965 Chevelle. If you've seen this car up close, you would think he drove it right out of 1965. How are we doing today, Vic?
Oh, excellent, excellent.
Tell us about this car. What do you got?
Oh, I bought it. It's a 1965 Chevelle. I got it when I was 14 years old. The old man worked on it when he was in the mechanic shop, and then the guy wanted to sell it, so we bought it, and we bought it, and then we brought it home, and we've been fixing it up ever since.
And this is your dad?
Hi, Vic Zajewski Sr.
That's the senior. What do you do with the car?
Well, I built the motor, and I'm crew chief.
Who's this guy over to our right?
I'm Keith Jernberg, and I'm the one that painted the whole car.
You painted this car?
Yeah,
it looks like it's about 3 inches thick. You did a great job, man.
Thank you.
People, you got to come out. Who do you run with?
We run with the Twisted Pistons.
They do the gasser stuff. You got to come out to the track. This place and this camera does not show this car like it should. In the sun, it's got to blind you like a chandelier. Come out to the track, see these guys run. They go to they're from US 30. They go to Great Lakes Dragway. They go to Byron. They go to 66. Anywhere in this area, Route 41. Within a 75, 80-mile area, they're racing every Sunday. So come out. When you see this car, you can't miss it. The sun is going to blind you. We're here today with these two beautiful ladies with this 64 Impala. This car is absolutely gorgeous. The camera doesn't do it any credit. Who we with today?
Wanda Barnes.
Now, Wanda, you own this car?
Yes, sir.
How long have you had this car?
Since 2015.
All right, there's supposed to be some kind of cool story behind this car. We're going to want to tell you what's up with that.
It's a cool story. I started working at an automotive parts store, and my boss had the cars in the back of the warehouse, and I took a picture of it, and I always kept it in the phone. And I told him I always wanted it. He's like, you don't want it. But then he ended up passing away 25 years later, and I asked him what he was doing with the cars, and he was like, oh, which car? And I showed him the picture, and he was like, oh, that's your car. So he gave me the car, and I had it since then.
Gave you the car?
Yes, sir.
God bless. Who else we got with us today?
Jackie Jones. I'm the friend of Wanda Burns, and I'm her driver, and I help her with whatever she needs to do with her car.
So you got the owner, the driver, and the helper, the car that her boss gave her that she wanted for 25 years. It don't get no better than that.
I can't believe I'm standing here with Batman.
Hey! With TNT here. It's the Batman down at the World of Wheels 2023. And I'm telling you right now, it's getting bigger and better at the Cyclorama. And the old friends are here getting great pictures, so I'm loving it.
I know, can you believe it's 60 years already over here?
This is amazing.
The anniversary for World of Wheels?
This is amazing right here, and it looks unbelievable.
Hey, it's great to have you here. It's a lot of fun. There's like a lot of cool cars and bikes. and we're happy to be here with you.
We are enjoying it. Disturbing the Peace is down here. Bet Nation's down here. We got a lot of bikes. Come down, relax, enjoy yourself. Don't worry about the snow. It's a great time out here.
Gotta come on out.
Come on down. Enjoy yourself.
Happy 60th anniversary, World of Wheels.
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 We're here at the 60th anniversary of the World of Wheels in the humongous Sunday US 30 booth. There's 50 cars here today. This man right here we lost a few months ago, Jim Fredericks, one of the nicest people and racers in the country. He started this whole thing. It was his idea, his design. 75% of the cars that are here are from Jim. We lost him a few months ago. We just want to say thank you, Jim. This is in memory of you. I hope you're looking down on us, buddy. wave to my man out there. Come on with it.
Wow. Now this is what I call a representative.
Ready for flip?
What's your name, man? Mike. What's up, money making Mike?
I'm here with the show. We're at the US 30 display in the back. When you're done, come over here and have a pop with us.
Operation No Doubt is now in progress. Thank you, Mike.
We got it going on like a pot of neck bones.
Yo, thank you for coming out here too, man, and coming over here to check out Flav.
You got to do it. Little flavor, my man.
Oh, we got it. Flavor. Yeah, word up. Hey, wait a minute. That's one thing that I forgot. One time, everybody in here, real loud. Let me hear y'all scream this real loud. Let me hear you say, Flavor, Flav. This is my home right here. And just to let y'all know, the reason why I call this my home is because I lived in Evanston for 3.5 years.
You bet.
And I recorded my first solo album on the south side of Chicago. So I gotta give a mad shout out to Do or Die. And also to one of my closest homies, man. Y'all know Twister? That's my dude.
Time my clock, man. Time my clock and let me get the hell out of here. Get you people on your own. Thank you very much. You're the man. I took this off my front wall. My wife's still mad.
Thank you, man.
Thank you.
God bless.
When you're done, come on the corner over there. Come have a drink. You got it.
Happy 60th anniversary, the World of Wheels. Ooh, wee.
Happy 60th anniversary, World of Wheels.
Andy Brody, how we doing, Mr. Andy?
Doing great. Doing great.
How'd you like the show so far?
It's been fantastic. The turnout's been unbelievable.
I myself couldn't believe the turnout here. We thought, there's 50 cars. If everybody brought 2 people, that's 100 people. The 50 cars that are in this US 30 display, to me, made this whole show because nobody's done this before. This is the first time this is ever done. Who we got over here?
I'm Carol, Andy's wife.
You mean the boss?
The boss, that's right.
Andy, tell me, but this is a 1967 Buick GS, correct?
Well, it's got a 568 big black Chevy. Motor work has been done. I've been with Robbie at A-Team and Midwest Engine Tech. Transmission's been done by Rick Manti. I've run with the Midwest Superstock Mafia and also the Chicagoland Superstocks.
What kind of rear end you got in here?
It's a Dana. It's a 456 gear.
People don't know if they haven't seen this car. It's as long as a CTA bus. It does some monster wheelies. There ain't no doubt it touches the clouds. How about the wheelies? How about driving a car with the wheelies? Isn't that cool?
It's the coolest experience I've ever had, other than marrying my wife.
See how he threw that in there? He's sucking up real good, isn't he? Well, he must have spent too much money this weekend, that's why.
But I think you know about that, Mike.
Yeah, I've been doing it long enough to know. Folks, this summer you got to come out. You got to watch guys like Andy race. The wife will be behind him, backing him up. Big wheelies, mid to low 8-second passes. It don't get no better than that. Hi, I'm here with Terry Scribner. He's in this beautiful booth with the Indy Invasion Pro Street Series. Terry's putting this on come September. It's going to be like a mini Street Nats, maybe a Maxwell Street Nats. What people don't know about Terry is he used to be a judge for ISCA. Here it is, 1984. I'm showing my Camaro around the country. I go to Indianapolis. Who's judging my car?
Terry Scribner, I did.
And who won?
You did.
So we got to pay the favor back right now. So we're over here with Terry talking about, let us know what you're doing, Terry. What's going on with this?
Well, in September 8th, 9th, and 10th, I'm putting on the Indy Pro Street Invasion. It's a first show of its kind, or I call it extravaganza. It's specifically Pro Street vehicles. There's a lot of them here at the show. They are a certain specialty group of vehicles that are basically race-oriented but driven on the street. It's the first time, as he said, to have the show. I've got vehicles coming from all over the United States, from the West Coast, the East Coast. I've also got cars coming from Toronto, Canada, and I have 2 cars currently coming from Australia. It's going to be a great event. I'm sure Mike's going to be there, aren't we?
I'm working on it. And so we can't forget Jimmy Barron with his beautiful Trans Am. He's redoing it right now as we speak.
We've got a lot of the top, I would say we probably have the majority of the top pro street cars from throughout the country coming to it. The reason, it's the first of its kind. It's a specialty show, and they wanted their own show. In addition to the car show, I've also got entertainment scheduled. I've got bands playing, so I'm giving you kind of 2 for 1. I'm giving you a car show, a concert. So no matter whether you want to listen to music or you want to look at a car show,
like
we got them both.
Like a summer
fest
a summer
of cars
fest
and
with
music.
Cars. Ain't that something? September 8th, 9th, and 10th?
Yes, sir.
Come down just outside of Indy.
The Hendricks County Fairgrounds in Danville, Indiana, just about 12 miles west of Indianapolis, which Indianapolis is the racing capital of the world.
Come on down, see Terry. If I'm there, come by and give me a backhand or something. Let me know you're here. We'll enjoy it together.
Thanks.
Happy 60th anniversary, World of Wheels.
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 We're here at the 60th anniversary World of Wheels, Donald Stevens Convention Center, Rosemont, Illinois. Who do we run into? The humongous. If you put them arm to arm, they'd have their own zip code. It'd be so long. I was going to ask everybody something, but it's an hour show. It would be the Tuesday before Ash Wednesday. So we're going to start with Dick Messina, who's owned the car since 1962. Dick, how we doing, bud?
How you doing?
You look good. You've been racing since 1962 in the amphitheater, correct?
Oh yeah, been before that even.
You did the first car show that they've ever had, World of Wheels. It was at right on the lakefront, correct?
Right, at the old McCormick place, the one that burnt down.
Unbelievable. Navy Pier too, right?
Yeah, Navy Pier too.
I'm going to check in with some of the crew. Paul Messina.
Hey, how's it going?
Paul keeps the wrenches turning, the grease going, the cleaning, the waxing. He puts them in the burnout box. He's another guy been there since he was a baby. It don't get no better than that. The other boy, Chris, where you at, Chris? Chris is hiding. Look at it, This is the older brother, Chris. How you doing, Chris?
Okay, what's going on?
Chris has been around this car since he was a baby, too. Every time you go to the track, you see him, the whole 9 yards. And it don't get done without Chris.
No.
Now we're going to go to the driver, Kevin Lawrence. How you doing, Kev?
How are you?
Kevin drives this car. What is it like driving a car that's about 12 foot long at 200 plus mile an hour?
It's kind of like a boat. It just wobbles around, but it's a lot of fun.
Drives like a Lincoln, correct?
Oh, yeah. No, Cadillac.
Cadillac.
Cadillac. Dick's always got Cadillacs.
Kevin does not only drive the Shake, he's got his own car. Kevin, want to talk about that?
I have a Nostalgia Pro Stock car. It's the Warren Johnson AC Delco car that we race on sometimes the same weekends where I drive both or by itself, each car.
You run with a group with your Pro Stock guys. What's the group?
Midwest Pro Stock Association.
And the Midwest Pro Stock Association is also running all summer, correct?
We're running all summer, sometimes with the 57 together.
I don't know how you do it. Now we're going, last but not least, Adam
Trisoliere.
Trisoliere or does your eye itch? Either way, it doesn't matter. Now, people that don't know or people that watch TV all the time, you might have seen Adam a few times because Adam wrenches on all 3 of the shake, rattle, and runs. He drives 2 of the shake, rattle, and runs. He wrenches on Kai Kelly's car. He drives Kai Kelly's spare car. He helps Museys out once in a while. And he also wrenches for his father-in-law, Kevin. What do you do in your spare time?
You know, there's not a whole bunch of it left. So these guys take up my spare time right here.
You go down Archer Avenue in the city by Normandy. What do you see? Big parts store. What is it?
Chicago Connection.
And you are running it, and you go in there, and you need any parts anybody needs, you can do, right?
Yeah, we were a big dealer for Holley. We have VP Fuel Distributor. We have just about anything you need for a race car.
How's that? You think the guy got any spare time? And he's running a speed shop, and then they do work in the back and work on people's cars in the meantime. It don't get no better than that, folks. Come by to see these guys at the track, see Kevin run. You'll see this guy on TV. It don't get no better than that. Who did he run into with this enormous display? Mr. Bill Stewart from The Observer. How are we doing today, Bill?
We're happy.
Always happy. You got to be happy.
And you know why I'm happy?
Because you're with me.
To see a guy I haven't seen in a long time.
We've known each other 45 years at least. We both had a lot of head of hair at the time. So.
And he helped me get going.
Bill started out small. He got bigger. Now The Observer is the best chamois in the world by far. We all know that. Every parts store you go into, it's there. Every mail order catalog, it's there. Internet, anything you go on the internet, it's there. How we doing, Bill?
We're doing good. It's kind of a God thing.
It happens. And, you're good people. You had a good product. And nowadays, good people, good product, price is right. You can't do nothing but good.
You do well, that's right.
That's it. How we doing at the show this weekend?
And, I was at your wedding.
Yes, he was.
I remember your kids being born.
Yes, you were. The youngest is 20 now, so he got a bunch of grandkids himself. We go way back beyond the car stuff. Me and Bill have been friends for a long time. That's why I got a 43-year-old paint or 38-year-old paint job in the other room. It still looks beautiful because we're wiping it down with The Observer.
And the right stuff.
And your glosser and everything, so we're good to go. How's your wife Betty doing?
Betty is doing fine. She has not had any more cancer.
Good.
And she's out in Arizona. We've been spending February and March in Arizona the last few years.
2 months in Arizona, flew in just for the show. He's flying home tomorrow.
Yeah, and you know what? Your weather's been better here than it's been in Arizona.
You brought it with you or something, so. Get to the stores. You need this car dried off. My man Bill, think of him. You're going to buy some absorbers, and we're good to go. The one, the only Rick Antonacci. Rick, how are we doing today?
Hey, Michael. Good, how you doing?
Rick's here with the Godfather 2. Used to be Al Tellerico's car. Al's 79. He was going to come to the show. He's got an eye issue. He couldn't make it, so we're going to do it without him. Rick owns the car now, but there's a really, really cool story about this car. Rick, let us tell it. Tell the story.
Yeah, the cool story is when I was about 11 years old, Al had the car at the International Amphitheater for the Hot Rod Show there at the time, and walking through with my father and my uncles, Al let me sit in the car at that point, and from that day forward, I wanted the car and worked at it for a number of years, saw Al, and at some point about 2014, we came to an agreement, and Al was at that point willing to sell the car with the understanding that I was going to take and not turn around and flip it, but I was going to take and redo the car, update it, and get it back down the track, and that's what we're doing. So we're about 85% of the way there. Just have left to put the trans in it, wire it, and plumb it. And then the game plan is that in May, we'll have it out for the first test and tune, and Al will join us, and we're just going to try and make him proud and keep his legacy alive, because a lot of people love and remember Al Tallarico and the Godfather, and we want to keep that alive.
Imagine that, 11 years old, he goes to a car show. His father used to race. They always had Pontiacs. I mean, this guy's, he's more pure Pontiac than the Indian, trust me. Sits in the car at 11 years old, says, I'm going to buy this car one day. After a while, he called the guy every 5 years. Come on, sell it, please sell it. Every 5 years for about 25 years, correct?
Yeah.
Finally, he come to agreement. He sold it to him. His dream come true. You also got another car, the War Party, correct?
63 Pontiac Le Mans. We run in the Nostalgia Super Stock, and I don't need 2 race cars, but when I had the opportunity to acquire this from Al, I couldn't pass up that chance, right? So
no way.
That's what I did, and really looking forward to getting it out this year and just kind of fulfilling a dream.
Now that he's broke, he may be broke, but he's happy. Another thing they did for this year's show, they always do a tin for the show, the Brushmasters. This year they were celebrating the anniversary of the Rat Fink and then the show itself.
Yeah.
This car is on the tin for the show, which is available, so is the t-shirt, with the Rat Fink coming out of the car with this car in it, the original paint job and stuff on it. It's unbelievable. You've got to come down to the track or the show and see this car. Rick did put a Pontiac motor in it. I used to have a big black Chevy in it. Mr. Pontiac said, no, that ain't happening. So they put the Pontiac motor in it, correct?
Yeah, there was 4 deals I made with Al the day I bought it. A, he wanted to know if I was buying it to flip it, and I said, no, I'm buying it to bring it back out again. B, we agreed that he was going to allow me to keep the paint as is with his name on it and the whole deal. And the other thing was, I said, well, when I take the car, I'm a Pontiac guy, I'm putting a Pontiac motor in it. Al, he said, once you buy it, it's your car, you can do what you want with it. So I'm fulfilling all the obligations that we agreed to, and I'm really happy about it.
Living out his dream. Come to the track and see this car. You'll never forget it, trust me.
Happy 60th anniversary, World of Wheels.
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 Happy 60th anniversary, World of Wheels. Yeah, boy!
March 2023, the 60th anniversary of the World of Wheels. We're at Stevens Convention Center, Rosemont, Illinois. There's over 1,000 cars here, 400 bikes, and about 20,000 people. Come with me, I'm gonna check out the rest of the show, and I'll let you know what's happening. Hey, how you doing?
Good, just enjoying the show.
What's your name?
Ann.
I'm Mike. Want to take a walk?
Absolutely.
Come with me.
Okay.
Hi everyone, my name is Bob Classic and I'm here at the World of Wheels with my wife Dolores and my dog Dominic. We're showing our 2003 50th anniversary Corvette and we're having a great time. The people have been great. We're hoping that we can have another nice day tomorrow, and that we're having a great time at the World of Wheels 60th anniversary.
We've been here all weekend, rolling with everybody. This is the only guy I know that drives 2 cars in the whole building. This is my man, Ray O'Reilly.
Hey,
How we
what's
doing
up?
today, Ray?
What's up, Mike?
I've known Ray a long time. He's Class A all the way. He does a lot of stuff. He's a great racer, a great human being, and he helped out a lot. He probably got over a dozen cars for this big US 30 display alone, because he does a lot of stuff with US 30 shows and parties and everything. Tell us about this Camaro.
Okay, this 95 Camaro, this is my Camaro, which I bracket race with on a regular basis on the weekends. No grudge racing with the Camaro. We leave all that up to the Nova, the big stuff.
How long you been racing?
I've been drag racing all my life, really, till I was able to get a driver's license, but I was racing as a kid without a license, but over 30 years, got to be over 30 years I've been messing around with this through my dad.
He used to have a beautiful yellow 69 Camaro with a black roof. He got rid of him. Still mad at him for that, because, you know, of course I favor the color yellow. Who we got in your crew today?
Okay, first of all, we got my main man, Frog.
Frog, say hello.
Hello.
That's the main man.
Frog drove Big Red at US 30 years ago, of course, which he was an idol to me. I followed him around the drag strip. That's how I got into wanting a meticulous car, through my main man, Frog.
I remember Frog driving Big Red, a 70 Chevelle, letting it fly every pass. Another inspiration to me, too, growing up going to drag. So thank you very much, sir. Who we got back here?
My man Roy back here, which I called him initially and invited him out with the original later Chevelle, the 1970 Chevelle that pounded the ground at US 30 on a regular basis.
That's the green one right here, right?
Yes.
Took the lettering off it.
Yes, took the lettering off of it for so many years. He picked the car up from some other guys, and the car has been passed down, but now Roy owns a treasure.
You happy with the car?
Oh, great, man.
It looks great. It looks same except the lettering's taken off. That's it.
Right. It looks even better.
It does look good. Who we got here?
I'm Hot Rod.
Hot Rod? What's he do? He part of the crew, or
Hot Rod.
is he your security for? What's up with that?
Yes, no, Hot Rod is not my security exactly. Hot Rod is the man that comes with me and got my back any day, any given time. One of my best friends for a long time.
You got to do it, man. When you're at the track, there's so much stuff going on. You always need somebody that got your back. Who we got in the back here? He must be security.
My name is Randy Brown. We've been running back at US 30 back in the 70s, and still got the same car, still going strong. So I wish it was still going on, but we're going to keep the memories on.
Every day we keep it memories. Who we got here?
Wanda Barnes.
Who's Wanda?
I'm a friend of all these fellas.
Do you work on anything over here?
Yeah, I work on the 64 Impala SS. That's my 64 over there.
All right, we'll check that out. Who we got here?
I'm Jackie Jones. I help Wanda Barnes bring her Impala out here. I'm her driver, her ace-coon boom, her sidekick.
Getting any better than that? Who we got here? Mr. Sam, right?
We got Sam Otis. I've been racing since '61, and I used to race with Ray Lowe's dad. No one would have never told me that he'd have been driving for me.
Now, this is your car here, right?
This is my car
This
here.
beautiful. Is this a 67, correct?
It's a 66 Nova.
66.
And
what color is this?
This is green.
Because it's so dark at night it looked black, but right now you can almost see the green tint in it because of the sparkles coming on the lights.
It's like a midnight green with no sun shining.
100th Street Sam Racing is what it says up on there.
That's me, 100th Street Sam.
Still on 100th Street,
yep.
Sam?
And someone that I never would have believed at 75 years old I have a car running good as it looked. And looked as good as it run.
God bless you. You let Raylo drive it, right?
Raylo the driver, and he's one of the greatest drivers.
One of the nicest cars in this building, one of the best drivers in this building. Don't get no better than that. Raylo, you're gonna finish this off with how's the fastest this one's ever run?
In the quarter mile, I got it clocked at around about a 998 with the new motor.
And that's a small block, right?
It's a small block.
All steel car?
All steel on methanol. I changed from racing gas because racing gas is a thing of the past, if you ask me.
Yeah. What about Sam's car?
Sam's car's got a 584 cubic inch Steve Smith motor.
Uh-oh.
It's on gasoline. I tried to change it over to methanol, but they told me, no, it won't work. So I say, wow, that's okay.
What's the best time on this one?
The best time on it is 8:30 in the quarter mile.
8:30? That ain't slow.
On horsepower.
When you get to the track in the summer, look Raylo and Sam up. That's the Nova. That's the Camaro. It don't get no better than that.
Hi, I'm Danny Valos.
Hi, I'm Herb Wyeth.
Happy 60th anniversary, World of Wheels.
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 Hey, we're here with Mark Pappas with this beautiful 61 Corvette. Back in the day, this car was a super stock car, raced at all the tracks in the Midwest. What does this guy do? He drives it here at about 10 miles away. It thought it was going to snow and rain. He didn't care. He drove it anyways. How are we doing today, Mark?
Good, Mike. How are you?
Oh, you know, just doing the show like normal. This ain't Mark's only car. He's got a bunch of cars, but the one I want to talk about the most is his Rayer & Morrison Nostalgia Pro Stock 84 Camaro. It's an original Rayer & Morrison car. David Rayer still does the motors for it. Mark runs all over the country with this group. Tell us about it, Mark.
Well, it's a car that was built in their shop. It wasn't a car that they actually drove. But yeah, David Rayer does the motors, and about 10 years ago, we founded the Midwest Nostalgic Pro Stock Association. We've been in Pomona, Florida, every state within the area, and we have a lot of fun doing it. We couldn't do it without the help of these guys.
You also did the Indy Nationals, correct?
We did, yes, we did the U.S. Nationals. We did, we've been at Norwalk National Event twice, St. Louis once, Pomona, and then we did the last lap at Palmdale International Raceway for IHRA, I'm sorry, IHRA.
You guys ain't got nothing to do in the summer. You got to come out and watch this group. They put on a great show. Usually when they go somewhere, you know, the Nostalgia Pro Stocks, people, that's when you relate it to a car. Today everything is so technical and so commercial, they don't even fun watching anymore. These guys do the killer burnouts, the dry hops, the whole 9 yards. Now this 61 here, what kind of motor you got in it?
This is a 283 factory. I believe it's in its current configuration. It's H stock. It has two 4-barrel carburetors, manually shifted with a 557 gear. I believe it's back in the day when Ronnie Mack owned and tuned and drove it. Its fastest time was 12:62 in junior stock or H stock.
That's a 283, 2 carburetors, a stick shift. Drove it on the street for about 12 or 15 miles to get it here, and it used to run 12s. And this car weighs how much?
Original, what would maybe Bob would know? Roughly original Corvette, 3,400 pounds probably.
That's pretty fast. The motor is so small in this thing, you can put it in a tow vehicle, but it doesn't matter. How many cars do you have all together, Mark? Because I tell everybody 50, 80, 90, just to bust your chops. But seriously, how many cars do you have?
Somewhere around 15.
Every car he's got is Class A. He don't go to the janitor when he want to race. He's got the 84 Pro Stock Rayer & Morrison Camaro. Then you got the Grumpy's Vega, correct?
That's a real car. That's the original number 10 Grumpy's Vega.
He's also got a 68 Camaro Grumpy car. That's a tribute car, but Grumpy did the motor for it, correct?
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. You know, I have some American Graffiti cars and a Willys and a 50. Everyone has to have a 57 Chevy, and
you guys see this shop. It's not just a shop with cars. He's got paraphernalia, old pictures, Grumpy's old helmet, and guys' jackets, pictures of cars. Then he's got old, like Pennzoil signs and oil signs. This whole shop kind of looks like a museum, correct?
I'm very happy. It's very friendly place to be for me and my friends here.
That's his toy box. What do you do for a living, Mark?
I own a specialty produce company called Kuzman Chicago, located in the city on the International Produce Market.
Guy's got a produce shop that he sells produce to. He's got all these cars with a shop that's second to none, better than a museum. Mark, I see you brought your buddies with you today. You already said who they were. What do they do in your operation?
To my left here is one of my best friends on the planet, Bob Cole. Without him, I could have never started this pro stock thing. He was the guy instrumental in getting the first car, the 81 car, which we do have also, running with the clutch stub and everything. Bob's helped me for years, and currently he's racing with his family and still helps me whenever I can. If I have a technical question, he's always there for me. And to my right, I have my current crew chief, the guy I trust, the last guy I talk to before we make a pass, the guy on the headset, the guy that does the maintenance between rounds. And matter of fact, Mike's the kind of guy, if we're going to the next round or an important round and I try to get involved, he asked me to do me a favor, go walk around, let me take care of it. And pretty much when I get in the car, I know it's ready to go.
Get you to settle down, get your mind on other things. How do you feel about...
I think he wants me out of the way is what the
well, of course, he just don't have the heart to tell you. Mike, how are you doing?
I'm great. I'm
you're,
great.
You're the guy that he's got to lean on, correct?
Correct. He puts his trust in me, and I realize the risk factor of going 7.5 seconds at 170 some miles an hour. And I'm quite proud of the fact that he turns to me and looks at me, and if I give him a thumbs up and we're all good, that says something about me in itself. He feels secure, and it is one of the things that calming a driver down. And
you're right, I know.
Do your job, I'll do my job, and
so
we make a good team.
You're the send it man, right? When he says, "What do you think, Mike?"
I'm the last guy he looks at before he looks at that tree, and we're good to go.
This guy over here, you tell us your part.
Oh, my part. Mark and I have been friends for a long, long time, and we just got interested in cars together and started traveling, putting these cars together, and watching Mark had a dream, and he made it come true.
When you go out to the track in the summer, you guys got to see these guys, the Nostalgia Pro Stock guys. These two guys will be with them hanging out. They got a great group. They run all over the country. Go see them, and you tell Mike that Mike Edwards said hello. The famous John Hornick. How are we doing today, John?
We're doing great, Mike.
This car behind us was a full-out fledged race car back in the US 30 days, raced every Sunday. It was white, had the tires hanging out, had a big block in it. And what does he do? He gets a little old. He says, I'm done with the racing thing. I think I'll just put it back to stock with a little rump motor in it and drive it on the streets. Correct, John?
That's correct. It had a big block Chevy in it, and with tunnel ram, we ran 1070s at 131 miles an hour in run tough. We did very well.
And then after a while, you decided you're going to put a small block or whatever in it. Tell us about what you got in it right now.
Well, right now we have a 350 30 over small block with a 411 gear, 4-speed car, and we run it just to cruise nights, nothing fancy.
Now, speaking of cruise nights, what do you do in your off time?
Well, we own a restaurant in Sandwich, Illinois, and we hold cruise nights every other Tuesday during the summer. And we get a lot of cars that come through there.
And this right here is who?
Well, I'm Tim.
This is your son, Tim, correct? Yes. Tim, what do you do at Johnny K's?
I'm a manager and a cook there, and also run the car shows.
Now, your car shows are Tuesday night, your cruise nights. How are we doing with that?
Oh, it's good. We start up in May, run all the way through October, every other Tuesday, and it's an absolutely free show. Whatever you got you're proud of, bring it on down.
Now, do you have a big enough parking lot to hold how many cars?
Oh, we've had 176 there. That's the record. We share a parking lot with the movie theater, so we got plenty of parking.
Who we got with us today?
Hello, I am Sean.
And
I'm Elena.
who's this?
I'm Riley.
And who's this?
This is Jacob.
Turn around 1 second, guys. This is the crew. Look at. Check it out. This is the crew. If you're in New Yorkville, Plano, Sandwich area on a Tuesday in the summer, come on down to Johnny K's and check it out. They have a beautiful cruise night. The place, the way he's talking about, is like a museum, correct?
That's correct. There's a lot of artifacts in the building you can look at, which will keep you occupied.
You got to come down, guys. Summer, let's go.
This is so exciting.
We're here at the 60th anniversary World of Wheels.
Wait a minute.
What?
Where are we?
He knows where we're at. He's joking. 60th anniversary World of Wheels. 3 of the biggest fans in the world of Henry's.
Can I ask a question?
Yes, sure.
Are you two married?
No.
Oh, okay, fine.
You know, that's why we're here. He's our favorite. These are your 3 biggest fans. This one wore that book out.
How are you?
Good. I'm Caitlin. Sydney. Jonathan.
I'm Henry.
That's Henry. I'm Mike Albert, your host.
I had trouble reading. That's why I wrote these books.
That's a true story.
I started to use these when I started to read.
You did?
Yeah, these were my favorite. I got all of them.
We know you're the best.
There is nothing else to say. These women and man are incredible. I'm taking them home. Okay? Do you want to live with me?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Done deal.
Thank you. You're the best. Thank you very much.
Do you want me to sign that?
Yes, please.
S Y N E A D S Y N E D. S Y D. No. Rather S Y D N E Y Z. Is there no? There's no Z. Okay. See, that's why I wrote these books, because I have so much trouble. Okay. And thank you. Jonathan. I think I know how to spell that one.
You might not though, his is different.
J-O H H-N.
These are his puppies. He also plays
A-T H
Yeah, once this is
A-N. Okay, wow. Is that right?
We had a disagreement when he was born. I wanted just John, she wanted Jonathan. We compromised.
She won.
I got something in there though. You know, I got
Happy wife, happy
that's
life.
Right, that's right.
There you go. Is that the one you want? And this is for Sydney? Y. D-N-E-Y.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, Daisy, M-A-S-E, and that's Sadie. She's a bad Caitlin with a K. K-A-T-E-L-Y-N is so.
Did you take a picture, Johnny?
Oh, Simpson.
Oh, imagine that, huh?
J-O-H-N Fan. Nailed it. You are cool.
I'll get out of line then. What am I standing here?
Thank you.
Happy 60th anniversary, World of Wheels.
Happy 60th anniversary, World of Wheels.
Happy 60th anniversary, World of Wheels. This show is the greatest.
Happy 60th anniversary, World of Wheels.
Happy 60th anniversary, World of Wheels.
Hi, I'm Mike Treidel, and I'm here for the 60th anniversary of the World of Wheels Rod and Custom Show. Happy 60th anniversary, y'all.
Hi, I'm Mike Alberts. We're here at the 60th anniversary World of Wheels, Donald Stevens Convention Center, Rosemont, Illinois. Folks, it don't get no better than this. We're in the big US 30 display. Remember US 30 Sunday, Sunday, Sunday? We're in the display. There's 50 cars here. I first started racing in 1980 at US 30. I've owned this car for 43 years. Been in 78 magazines, 25 videos, and 3 commercials. I'm not satisfied. I got to get more out of it, right? So that's why we're here this weekend. This motor in this car right now is the same one I raced with, and I drive it on the street. It's 598 cubic inch, built by Midwest Engine Tech in Mokina. I got a Turbo 400 trans done by Dave Ionic. It's got a 456 Richmond gear with a spool from Strange. Bill Reed and Ed Kirk put it together for me. Some big old tires from Chicago Connection. The rest is history. Louis Trentz put a beautiful candy apple yellow paint job over pearl white base. This car's been painted for 38 years. I won 1984, I won the class champion gas coupe sedan, and I was number 8 in the top 10 at ISCA show division. Been at the track many times. The fastest time this car's ever went was 818 170, and that was in 2000. Now I'm just driving and having fun with it. Come on down to the show, check us out. You ain't don't get no better than this, I'll tell you what.
Let's go, it's only an hour show.
Who we with today?
Herman Zender.
Herman, how long have you owned this car?
Actually, I've had this a year.
What about the one you used to race at US 30?
Same thing, Brown 72 Nova. Very first pass, right after I got my license, my first racetrack, first pass down the track, US 30.
Brings back memories, don't it? Some of these cars that are here tonight, you've seen as a kid. We all grew up around the Godfather and Uncle Louie and the Shake and all that stuff. I'm just happy to be part of this whole thing, you know?
Me too.
What kind of motor is in here?
This is actually all stock original L48 350. It's an SS K-Co card.
What about the transmission?
It's a 4-speed bench seat car.
Rear end?
Stock 342 8.5 10 bolt.
It's a 10 bolt. You ain't broke it out of here yet?
No, and it's the factory rear end.
What about the color? What color is this car?
It's actually a golden brown, number 57. It's actually 50 years old, original paint, just been clear coated.
It looks beautiful.
Thank you.
It's smoother than a prom queen styles. I can't believe a 50-year-old paint job looks this good on this car. Well, Herman, it was good to meet you.
You too.
In the summer, when you come out to Dukes or any of these cruise nights that they do out in the summer, we'll see you then.
Okay, appreciate it.
Thanks. Coming through this humongous US 30 display, who do we see and run into? The Trench family. Starting with the matriarch right now, Louis Trench. How we doing, Lou?
I'm doing fine.
Son Todd.
How you doing, Mike?
Daughter Vanessa.
How are you doing?
Grandson Braxton.
How you doing?
I'm doing good. This US 30 display is the best thing that's ever happened to this place. People have been coming over here from Michigan, Ohio, Iowa, Wisconsin, Illinois, Indiana, just remembering all these cars back in the day. Lou, what year car is this?
53 Henry J.
It's a 53 Henry J. You painted it. Lou's painted about half a dozen cars that are in this US 30 display. What color got, Lou?
It's yellow with some fades.
What color is the green?
Lime.
Louis Trench green.
Well, yeah, I make my own candy, so I mean it's whatever color I make up, for the fade.
Again, Louis been painting cars since Abraham Lincoln was a precinct captain. For years, and I don't even know how many, he don't even know how many years he's been painting. How many?
45.
45 years he's been painting car. This is the last car he's painted, and it's probably the best car he's painted. Along with the Duster at home that we used to show it back in the circuit, that's beautiful too, but we're here today with the Henry J. He used to have this car back in the day and raced at 30. What was it called?
Psychotic Reaction.
It's a blown ejected Hemi. It was all red, but now it's this color. It's the best thing he's ever painted. And we're going to be here probably in another 50 years, right, Lou?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. We'll see you next time. Hi, we're here today with Tim and Maria Ramsey with this beautiful 59 Brookwood Chevy wagon. You know, it's a rare car to begin with. Not many people build 59 Brookwood Chevy wagons, let alone a car like this, as beautiful as it is. He also made the top 20, correct, Tim?
Yes, sir. We made the top 20.
How long did it take you to build this car?
Well, actually, we bought the car about 80% done, and then from there we took it and spent a little bit more time finessing it and making it more our type of car.
What color is this paint?
It's a GM color from 1958, K Coral metallic.
Is it a regular GM color? This looks like a special color, like you got it out of the book. And who got standing to your right?
My beautiful wife.
Maria Ramsey.
I'm not going to ask him how much money he's got into because you may not know. We don't want to go there. What kind of motor we got?
It's a GM 350 crate motor.
And you drive this car?
Yes, we drive it. We put 1,900 miles on it last year.
What about the interior? Is it stock?
It's a stock-looking interior, but it's got a few of the hot rod touches done to it.
What about your trans?
700 R4.
What about rear end?
The stock rear end, but the 700R trans with the overdrive go down the highway.
And you got all the billet stuff underneath it?
Correct.
Correction, the frame mounts or ladder bar or four-link, whatever you got?
It's all on air ride suspension. It's got all air ride tech control arms and airbags.
I bet it really runs good because it's big and long. It's got a long wheelbase. I bet when it goes down the highway, it's really smooth, correct?
Absolutely.
Folks, you got to come out to these shows and see cars like this. You cannot appreciate it just on camera. You got to walk up to it and look at it. Maria? Tim? We'll see you later. We're right in front of the humongous US 30 display for this show. We got over 50 cars here. It is awesome. It's all nostalgic. The man who put this whole thing on was Jim Fredericks. That's our guy right here. He had passed away a little over 2 months ago, and everything got kind of dropped. And Mike and Herm and all these guys, they get dropped in their lap. and they really did a great job. Everybody was struggling to figure out what they wanted to do, but we came out smelling like a rose. We're here with Mike today.
I just want to thank Mike, and I actually want to thank some of the racers from Route 30. Pat O'Brien, Mike, Chopper Mike, these guys really helped us develop this, along with Herb, Larry Williams, and Jim Brandow. It's been an awesome experience to see some of these cars that have been put away in garages for the last 20, 30 years, to get them back out there on the street. It's a tribute not only to the show, but to Jim as well. And he's going to always be in our memories and in our heart.
Herb?
Yeah, and I'd like to thank all the participants that brought their cars out and, dragged them out of the garage, got them cleaned up and looking good. And it was a great display, and as all I can say is I appreciate all of them coming out with their beautiful cars, and it was a big draw, that's for sure. A lot of people came out here and looked at them, and this one's for you, Jimmy.
The show doesn't go on without these two guys for this US 30 thing. The rest of us all here, we've got a big part in this. We're going to check in with Larry Williams. How we doing, Larry?
We're doing great. Looking forward to wrapping this thing up successfully. I mean, I can remember talking to you, to Jim Fredericks, to our other guys here when we were just kind of developing this idea, and the excitement grew. And again, thanks to you and your friends, I mean, it's a great success.
Larry also is on the Brushmaster staff. He does all the drawings. If you looked at the drawing this year with the rat finks sticking out of the roof of the Godfather car, that's this man right here. Pretty soon he's going to do my car. I just have to go take a loan out to get it done right quick, and I'll be on next year's calendar with Larry. Right, Larry?
I'll give you a good rate.
All right. How we doing, bud?
Good. Doing great. Glad to be here. Glad to be helping with the show. And also, Herb and Mike and Larry asked me to bring the Top Fuel dragster, the pavement shaker, up just to make sure we had a dragster we used to run. While the car didn't run at 30, just part of the display to kind of give it that representation when the fuel cars did run at US 30. So having a ball, great time, great turnout. Glad to be part of it.
Tell me your name, bud.
Jim Brandow.
Jim's also my neighbor down the street over here at the US 30 display. Folks, I can't believe how good this turned out. It was a last-minute thing. Everybody was getting nervous because Jim had it all routed out, the floor plan, who's coming, who's not, and it got dumped in their laps not 2 months ago. And it takes a year to figure something out like this. They did it all and made it perfect. It couldn't have turned out better. So next time you come down to the World of Wheels, next year, the year after, and the year after that, these guys are what makes it work. And check on that calendar next year with Larry Williams. Just make sure that the yellow and black Camaro's on it, okay?
Happy 60th anniversary, World of Wheels!
Happy 60th anniversary, World of Wheels.
Happy 60th anniversary, World of Wheels!
Happy 60th anniversary, World of Wheels. Great to be part of it all these years.
Happy 60th anniversary, World of Wheels.
Woohoo! Yeah!
Happy 60th anniversary, World of Wheels.
Feliz aniversario, World of Wheels 60.
Happy 60th anniversary of World of Wheels, Rosemont, Illinois.
Happy 60th anniversary, World of Wheels.
Happy 60th anniversary, World of Wheels.
Happy 60th anniversary, World of Wheels. We're here today with Mike Gaskevich in this beautiful 69 Nova. If you guys will see this car, original paint. The blue outline on it, the lace spray's been put on 6 months after they bought the car, brand new from Chevrolet, big black Nova. Don't get any better than this. Mike, how are we doing today?
Oh, pretty good. Yourself?
Just hanging in there. This motor's original?
Yes.
Big block?
Yes.
396?
Yes.
What kind of trans came with it?
4-speed.
4-speed trans, rear end 12 bolt, I hope?
Yes.
Now, tell us the story behind this car, how it got to here, to you today. This was your father's car, correct?
This was my father's car. It was his high school car. Basically, he's had it all these years. He passed away in November of 2000, and since then I've been kind of taking it to shows. Last few years I've kind of resurrected it, had the engine refreshed, and today's kind of its debut to come back to, cruising all the car shows again this year.
It don't get much better than that. Here's a guy, the father bought the car brand new from the factory, brought it out, raced it, hung with it, did what he had to do with it, passes away, the son gets the car. He's doing the same thing the father did all these years back. The US 30 car, raced there, raced that. And you'll see that what he's wearing today is what the guys wore back in the day as their thing. Their saying was, hey, hey, hey. And they're doing it again today. Who do we got over here?
This is my sister and my mom, Monica and Maria.
Hello.
They come to all the shows with them. They go to the racetrack to do this. So how long have you been actually doing shows and cars and racing and all that stuff yourself?
Well, pretty much since I was 16, I was taking all the cruise nights, in all the towns local to my house in Lamont.
My dad had a 42 Ford pickup truck. I didn't even want to be seen in it. This guy's dad had this, and now he's driving it as a kid. So come down to these shows, come see these people when they go to different places. Cruise nights all the time. It don't get no better than this.
Come on out. We'll see you this summer.
Happy 60th anniversary to the World of Wheels and all the wonderful people that make it possible.
My name's John Schiavone, and I'm here at the World of Wheels, and I just wanted to say happy 60th anniversary to all the people that's put these on.
We're here with my man Zorro. That's what everybody calls him. I didn't even tell you his real name. Everybody knows him as Zorro. This has to be the nicest 67 Nova probably in the country. by none. The camera doesn't do it justice. You come here and see this car up close, you're gonna die. How we doing today, Zorro?
I'm doing just fine. Glad to be down here with you.
When's the last time you had it out?
At Duke's Drive here.
In the summer?
Yeah.
I seen you pulling in.
Yeah.
What kind of motor is this?
It's a BES 427.
Small block though, right?
Small block.
That's a small block 427, not a big block. What color is this?
Viper Red.
Viper Red. Who painted it?
Jack Stone.
Jack Stone, he got that red Camaro, right?
No, he got a black Chevelle.
Well, he had the black 69.
Yeah,
he got a red Camaro too,
Yeah,
right?
he was at the show too.
The paint on this is flawless. What are you doing for a transmission?
400.
A turbo 400? What about the rear end?
9-inch Ford.
Who does all the chassis work and
JC.
fabrication? Jimmy Costa over at JC's?
Yeah, Performance Concept.
Performance Concepts. Folks, you got to see this car at a show. Come out to Duke's or somewhere in the summer, because this car is way too nice to not see in the sun and light and everything. The camera doesn't do it any justice. So we'll see you in the summer. Hi everybody, we're here with Rich Martin in this beautiful, I don't even know how to explain this car. It's kind of an altered wheelbase. It's kind of a small dragster. It's got a body on it. It's got an injected Hemi. Rich Martin, tell us about it.
1931 American Bantam, first raced in 1958 with a flathead Ford, and ran a flathead in 59. In 1963, guys got together, Nace, Reitz, and Bowl, dropped a Hemi in the car. It's a 398 fuel-injected Hemi. They started getting serious around 1960. It ran the U.S. Nationals in Indianapolis. It ran Detroit Dragway. It's been all over the Midwest. It actually ran the car that's next to us here back in the 60s when it was Oldsmobile powered.
These two cars match raced each other. The guy that was just here 5 minutes ago had a picture of it on his phone of these two guys match races. You don't get no better than that.
Back in the day, yeah. It's a pretty neat piece. It's been restored over the last few years, and been having a lot of fun with it, showing it.
What about transmission?
It's got a direct drive in it with a clutch.
That's scary. What about rear end?
Rear end's got an Oldsmobile rear end in it.
How long have you had this car?
I've only had it for 4 years. A friend of mine started to restore the car. He was a flagman at Martin Dragway in Michigan, and he flagged and teched this car in 1960. And fast forward to 1997, he found the car in a garage sale. And the guy was going to cut the body up to make a trailer for his street rod to put his suitcases in. And Dave rescued the car from him and restored it back to original.
That's a great story. I don't care what anybody says. The guy found it at a garage sale. He was going to cut it up and use it for a trailer. Look at it. Are you kidding me? We'd have all been crying if that happened. So, Rich, it was nice to meet you. Thank you. Very nice car.
Thank you.
Come enjoy the show.
Yep.
People that don't do this don't know what it takes. I'm not a guy that's out every weekend. I'm not on the road. I'm not racing all over the country. I just do local stuff. This is what it takes to get a car like this going. We're going to start at the end right now. This is my mom, Dorothy. She delivered me 63 years ago. Why am I so hyper? Don't lie. Tell them you stopped at that ghetto White Castle and had an extra large coffee with 6 sugars. Bad parenting. This is my Aunt Donna. She does all the haircuts for the guys and bakes us all desserts. So she got clippers in one hand and then cannolis in the other hand. My brother Rick back here.
Brother Rick, been with Mike since the beginning. All the car shows, all the drag racing, all the cruise nights, do the maintenance on the car with them.
I've owned this car 43 years. He's been around me since the day it came home. This is my daughter Jana.
Hello.
This is my daughter Jamie.
Hi.
This is my wife Ann.
Hi.
They handle the finance. And it's funny, the bag's always empty, but the Amazon truck's at my house 3-4 days a week. That's another show altogether. Back here is my man Kevin.
Hello. How you doing?
Kevin's over there at Jay's Sound Shop on 67th and Pulaski. He keeps the tunes bumping. Ain't nothing like a 1,000-watt receiver in my car with Sinatra on the box. Strong. Mike?
How's it going?
Mike keeps her in line. That's medical right here. My wife Ann?
Hi.
This is my son Mike.
Yo.
Mike's the crew chief and the future driver, so check it out. This is my man Jeff Gorowski. Jeff?
Hello, thank you.
And what do you do?
Right now I'm head of security.
It's the head of security. Ed Kirk Jr.?
Yo.
Ed Kirk Sr.
Hello.
Kirko Precision Tool. There's so many handmade parts on this car. Take me till the Tuesday before Ash Wednesday to explain them to you. Water jet, lathe, cut, sawmill, they do it all over by Kirko. The only problem with that is he likes to drink a little, so you gotta really watch him. Ed, how do you hold your liquor?
By the ears, Mikey.
What did I tell you? Know, what did I tell you? Last but not least, we got my man Mark over here. Mark, what do you do?
Handle security for the family.
And what happens when somebody gets a little too familiar?
We turn their house into a parking lot.
Okay, so beware, thieves. With my man Roy.
Roy Woodard Sr.
And
Leon Woodard.
This car used to race at US 30 back in the day. Was called later Chevelle. It left, traveled around a little bit. They got it back. They took the name off it, and they're driving it on the street, doing a little street racing, a little, a little popo here and there. How long you had this car, Roy?
I had it for 27 years. I bought it off a good friend out of Chicago, redid the car, and made it a regular street car.
I remember later Chevelle. I'm 63. I was going to US 30 when I was in my late teens, early 20s. Guys like yourself and Big Drag and Clint Smith.
Right.
Those are my heroes, man. That's why it made me do what I do today.
I probably seen you back there in them days because I started with you in 1972.
So thanks for helping me go broke. Leon, what up with that? What do you do? You work on it? You rent? You drive? What are you doing?
I work on it. I help drive it, make it look good, and I come up behind Roy. Roy, I'm one of the younger brothers, and I used to go to US 30. Remember the yellow Camaro? Mike Abbott, that was one of the big hot names back in the day.
Uh-oh.
And I chased it. I chased behind it.
Let me give you that $10 after this interview's over for making me sound real good. I remember this car as a kid going to the track. These were one of the guys like the Shake and Uncle Louie that influenced me to build cars. You see the cars all the time. You remember them. The minute Raylo told me that later was coming, I thought, I remember that car like it was yesterday. It seems like it was yesterday, although it was a long time ago. So what are you doing this summer? You racing? What are you doing?
I'm going to try a little drag racing on nitrous this year. I feel I got it ready for it. I've been running on horsepower, but I think it's ready for nitrous.
What's the best pass on it so far?
980s, 138.
On horsepower?
On horsepower.
He fitting to spray it. It's already 980s on horsepower. He's going to spray, so you know what's going to happen, and you'll be acting up strong. You driving it?
No, he's going to do the driving. I'm going to do the video, and so if I see him make a mistake, I'm the one going to get on his behind.
See, it takes all. You can't just do it yourself. You got to get the driver and the guy pushing him behind. Otherwise, he ain't going to do his job. Folks, come out this summer, see this car at one of these tracks around here. You're going to love it because they've been doing it forever, and they'll show you how it's done.
Happy 60th anniversary, World of Wheels.
Happy 60th anniversary, the World of Wheels.
Happy 60th anniversary, 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 World of Wheels show, the best ever.
We're here with Jim Amato. Jimmy, how you doing, buddy?
Okay, I'm fine. Having a good time.
Jimmy put this car together for racing. It's a beautiful car. How big is it? Tell us all about this. How big, the length, the wheelbase, and all that good stuff.
The length's 125, or no, it's longer than that. It's 185 or something like that. I'm not
Wheelbase.
Wheelbase, and it's not as small as they were when they first started off, but it's the next stage up.
What kind of motor we got?
It's a small block 427 stroker on alcohol, about 1,000 horsepower. So,
how fast? What's your best time?
I'm trying to hit 170. It's been on and off with my throttle, so I'm in like the high 60s right now.
Who do you got with us over here?
Yes.
Vince, right?
Yes, sir. Yes.
You're Jimmy, and Richie's your other brother?
Yes. Yeah, Jimmy's a few years older than me.
Now, we're going to talk a little bit about horsepower right here. Vince just happened to be a jockey, and when he was younger, he started working on these cars. Then once he became a jockey, no more race cars, but he still had horsepower, right?
Oh, exactly. It's a horsepower thing, and I just got hooked on the horse racing, but it kept me away from the drag racing for years, and because we raced on weekends like you guys do. So now that I'm, getting ready to retire and getting back, trying to help my brothers out, and it's in me. It's been in me. It's not. It's like horse racing. It's not going to go away.
So, I heard that you were down in Florida racing horses like almost 5-6 days a week, correct?
Yeah, we were on a 6-day schedule, and I would usually work 4 hours in the morning and ride almost all the races, 9 of them in the afternoon. It left no time at night to build cars or even go out and race. And when I came back to Chicago, horse racing was 7 days a week. It was virtually impossible. So, I'm coming back to it. It's my love. I stay in contact with the horses and stuff, but unfortunately at my age, I can't do it anymore.
We're all getting older. Jimmy, you had an older brother, Joe. Back in the day, very, very good racer. He had a whole string of cars, starting off with the 56 Chevy, correct? Was called?
Whiskey, a go, 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 and now then as he progressed in time, he took the go-go's off, and he was Whiskey Engineering, Racing Engineering.
How many different cars did he have?
Oh, Jesus, I'd say a good 15.
Started out with the 56 Chevy, then went to 65 Chevelle, and then it went to funny cars after that, the Corvair.
They were the first funny cars, and before it even started funny cars, he was in the ones where it was like it looked like a gasser car with the wheel kick, and the engine was set back, and they wore the suits just like you see in my car here, and they were the first funny cars before you even seen Forrest and all them doing all that, and then it progressed, and he got into the real funny cars, and he kept going.
You're the youngest brother?
No, I'm the third. There was Joey, my brother Frankie, me, then Vincey, then Richie, Michael, and Nancy.
Now, Richie, your brother Richie, we call him Hollywood. Richie drives jet cars, correct?
Yeah, he drove a lot of cars, yeah. He drove funny cars, he drove jet cars, he drove pro mods.
What about your father? Didn't it all start off with him?
No, my dad was just a regular hard worker, and stuff like that. He was a barber on the side, and he just,
Did he not hang out though over there by Romeo Palomini's shop right by your house?
Yeah, there was a shop, yeah. He did. I mean, he was into it as far as the business, but as far as racing, he went like before he passed away. He was coming out to see us race, So.
Well, you heard it here. The Amato family been in the racing business, whether it's horses, whether it's cars, jet cars, funny cars. The whole family at one time raced something or another. Come out in the summer and see Jimmy tear it up in the track. Mr. Randy Brown with the 69 Chevelle that been racing since 1972. How we doing today, Randy?
It makes about right at 1,000 horsepower with it, and it's a 565 cubic inch motor. It's fresh. So we got a lot of money into it, and we're planning to do a lot of good running this year with it, with the good team we got. So we're going to keep pushing.
I see you got your crew here today. Who we got?
Randy Brown Jr. This is my dad.
There's your dad. You're the junior.
Yep.
What do you do on this car?
I just help out whenever they need me, and usually in the water box, staging lanes, anything.
So you're the one he leans on, because if you don't get him in the water right or whatever, he ain't going on the track right. I know how important that is. I've been doing it myself. Who else we got over here today?
Got Cornelius Brown.
What are you doing?
I'm driver. Sometimes I tune. I do pretty much some of everything with the car when I'm not driving, because we switch roles every once in a while.
Another one he leans on, right?
Yeah.
Who we got on the end here?
Javion Brown.
What's your part in this?
I helped them out with the car and backed them in the water box, stuff like that.
So everybody here does their part. That's the way it is. People that don't do this for a living don't realize that you just got a car. It ain't one guy. There's no way one guy could do it by himself. Everybody passes the buck, does a little bit, whether it's towing, driving, on the phone, getting parts. Even if you're in the garage working on, somebody runs for coffee, that's a half hour out of the way if you got to get away from what you're doing. So trust me when I tell you, without the crew, it ain't happening. We're here today with Jerry Wasinski with this beautiful 66 Nova that's been around forever. First it was gold, Then it was red and white, said Coca Nova, and now it's back to Novocaine in the gold again. Jerry, how are we doing today?
I'm doing great, thank you.
Jerry's part of this US 30 display because this car was at US 30 its whole maiden voyage. You owned this car originally?
I did not. I am like, I think, the 5th or 6th owner of the car. I found the car sitting in a garage that my boss owned it in 96. He owned it for like 15 years. He lost interest in it. I purchased it. It's going to be 27 years that I've owned it. And it's took me all of that time to gather all the parts and stuff to put it back to this.
Because you made it look like exactly the way it did back when it was racing at US 30, correct?
I did. But it raced in two forms. It started life as this, then it went to Coca Nova. But when I saw a picture that one of my friends found at a swap meet from 73 at the World of Wheels, I fell in love with it, and I decided to put it back to that.
Car looks great. Great guy, great car. Getting a little loud in here, so we got to get rolling. See you later from the 60th anniversary of the World of Wheels.
Thank you.
We're here with Marty Amoroso, 60th anniversary, Donald Stevens Convention Center, the World of Wheels. This is a Cinderella story if we ever heard one. This car right now is an original US 30 car. It sat for about 30 years under a tarp. We called John Byer and asked if he wanted to bring it to the show. He said, no, I got medical problems. I'm not doing it. I talked to Marty and said, Mart, John said he's not coming. Mart, you take it from here. What happened?
So what happened was I found out what was going on with him. So what I ended up doing is I kept on begging him and begging him and begging him. And he's like, I can't do it. I can't do it. There's no way I can strap down this car. And I told him, well, you don't have to, because I will. I showed up to his house on Sunday with my truck and trailer, knocked on his back door and asked him, give me the keys to your dually so we can get it out of there so we can pull this thing out and get it ready for the show and wash it up and clean it.
So John thinks that Marty's taking the car, he's gonna wash it up, clean it, take the cobwebs off it. In the meantime, they take it over to Bump and Grind, over there in Homer Glen on Bell Road, 159th Street. Took it all apart, redid everything except the lettering that's on the door, they saved that. Tell them how we did it, Marty.
So 3 weeks ago is when we picked up the car. Altogether, it took us about 2 weeks. We got the whole car stripped down to bare metal. We redid the body work on it back to period correct from the 60s, how they would have did the body work back then. It was never perfect, so we didn't want it perfect. We wanted to keep with the era. So we redid the body work, we repainted it, and then we talked to brush masters, and they decided that they were going to do the pinstriping here at the show for us, which was really cool. So then we came up with the donation for the brush masters for the Ronald McDonald House. So
the brush masters come out, they letter the car. We're gonna put it under a tarp come Friday night. John was coming to the show. We're gonna unveil it. He thinks they wiped it off and waxed it. He don't even know they painted it, put it in the paint. So what happened after that was Marty had to call him and tell him, because he's still in the hospital, be out next week, a couple days shy. Marty had to go and tell him, listen, we did this car, we're unveiling it, send him the pictures. He's still beside himself, but he cheered up and made it all right. So, you know, there's always some good people left in this world. Here's one of them right here. Marty, I got to congratulate you. Who else at Bump and Grind helped you on this car?
I couldn't have did this job if it wasn't for Kevin, the owner of Bump and Grind. He stepped up and he was like, hey, you know what? We got to do this for him. We got to make sure that we take care of him and give him something to look forward to. So Kevin was a huge part of this. He donated 2 weeks worth of labor from the shop, and he gave me 3 different guys from the shop to work on this, including myself. So, and then not only that, he ordered a bunch of parts for it that we needed, new handles, new rubbers for the windows, and etc. Surefire Auto Parts out of Lamont, they landed up giving me everything to make the car running and driving. All new brakes, the freeze plugs that needed to be replaced, a carb kit, everything that you can imagine that we needed to get the car running and driving, they donated. So there was a lot of people that were involved in this that helped us get this done for him for the show.
It didn't even have a trans in it. It wasn't even running, correct?
Correct. The motor was completely seized up.
So not only got it painting looking good, They got it lettered. Now he gets it running, puts the trans in it. Now it's drivable. I don't know what to say about Marty. I would like to kiss him, but I ain't going that way. Marty, thanks to you, thanks to Bump and Grind out in Homer Glen. You guys did a fantastic job. This was part of the US 30. This car was a staple at US 30. Just to have it here was good enough, let alone what these guys do. Marty, thanks a lot, bud.
Thank you, Mikey. I appreciate it.
We'll see you at the next show.
Absolutely.
Mike Alberts, Danny.
How you doing, man?
Good, man. I got my car over there in the big US 30 display. This is it on the back. You guys sign back for the car. 67. That's it. That's it. I've had that car 43 years.
Are you serious?
78 magazines, 25 videos. No, I don't play games.
Congrats on that, man.
You're the best. We watch you every week. I'll keep it real.
I love it.
Yeah, him sign the other shoulder. We're gonna get. He's doing a still shot for.
Kev,
Hit the shoulder right here.
Hit this shoulder right there. That's awesome, dude.
It is.
That's
you got to keep it alive. I'm 63. I'm doing it strong.
You're kidding me.
Oh yeah.
Dude,
I've been doing it since
I've been right.
I do live right. We can still, so you guys can get your plane. Ready?
Where's the?
He's right there.
Oh,
this is gonna go. This is for the show.
I got it. Oh, we're videoing. Oh, we're videoing. Oh,
you
have at it.
want to do a video? We'll do
Oh,
the
yeah,
video.
absolutely.
Okay, say something.
Yeah. Hey,
Kevin.
Kevin from Count's Customs, my buddy the Count.
Some other guy over here hanging out.
And we're hanging out with you.
I'm Mike Alberts, the host of our show here, and these are the two best guys. We watch them every week.
Amen.
They got a flight to catch. They got to get going. But you know what? Give them a little happy 60th anniversary World of Wheels.
Absolutely, man. Happy
Ready?
anniversary to the World of Wheels, 60th anniversary. But also, this cat right here, he's keeping it real. Always keep that in mind.
Yeah, absolutely. Happy anniversary.
You rock.
Later. We're wrapping things up. We've been here since Wednesday in this beautiful building, had 1,000 cars, had 250 motorcycles, the great, big, humongous US 30 display, and all the movie stars to go with it. We'll see you again.
Happy 60th anniversary,
World of Wheels. Wheels of Wheels, you said again. Why don't you just mouth it and we'll say it.
Okay, yeah, I'll do it. Okay.
Hey, he's going to lip sync. We'll say it. Ready? Happy 60th anniversary,
World of Wheels.
That's funny. We got to do one more. How about-
Thank you.